Welcome to another episode of Echoes of the Coromandel. In today's episode, we will discuss the religious exchange that took place between the Coromandel Coast and Southeast Asia. Through this session, we would like to bust some myths related to this topic.
Hey Ria, do you know that Islam and Christianity reached India through trade? Similarly, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Islam also spread to Southeast Asia through trade, particularly from the Coromandel Coast.
Yes, it's true. Just like colonization, there is a term called Indianization. It spread via trade. The traders from the Coromandel Coast traveled to Southeast Asian countries such as Cambodia, Thailand, and Indonesia. This trade was accompanied by a heavy influence of various religions from India, like you've mentioned before.
According to my knowledge, the Khmer and Chamba dynasty from Cambodia and the Southeast Asian countries were Hindu kingdoms, as well, aren't they?
Absolutely. These kingdoms had a significant Hindu influence. Not only that, but modern Cambodia, Thailand, and Indonesia are among the biggest hubs for Hinduism and Buddhism.
I got a story for you, Ria. Are you up for listening?
I love story time, Anaga. Go ahead.
There once was a state called Funan in ancient Cambodia, covering parts of Vietnam and Thailand. It was the first Southeast Asian state to become Indianized. According to Chinese source, the state was formed around the 1st century AD.
Oh, really? I want to know the story of Funan and other Southeast Asian countries, particularly how they were inspired by Hinduism.
So, according to a local Cambodian legend, a female ruler from Funan is said to have led a raid on a merchant ship whose passengers succeed in fending off the raiding party and landing. One of the travelers was a man from a country beyond the seas. This man drank water from the land and then married the local ruler, thereby became the king over her domain.
Hey, wait! I know a similar story from India which says that there once took place a marriage between a foreigner bearing the Indian name Kaundilya, a great Brahmin, and a local Naga princess, daughter of a ruler of the water realm. Do you think my story is a different version of the Funani story?
This story seems to be a symbol of the union between Indian culture and the indigenous Funanis culture. Kaudinya representing elements of Indian culture and religion, and the Naga princess was symbolic of local Funanis ways and indigenous Funan fertility cults.
Are there any other ancient dynasties from Southeast Asia that had Hindu influences?
Yes, the Khmer dynasty of Cambodia were Hindus, and after 12th century they converted to Buddhism.
Really? Spill the story, Anaga.
The existence of Khmer state is known to date from the 1st century AD. Its meaning, king of the mountain. Funan encompasses the southern half of the Southeast Asian mainland for 5 centuries, but in the 6th century it was overpowered by the Kambuj or the Khmer.
Wow, that sounds very interesting.
Extremely, isn't it? The kingdom of Kambuj was established, later divided by internal disunity and Javanese invention, and reunified in 1802 by the Khmer king Jayavarma II, under whose rule the Indian Brahminic cult of the divine god king Devaraja was widely practiced.
Are there any architectural evidences that remain? Maybe monuments or something that was built by the Khmer kings?
Yes, Suryavarma II built the monumental Angkor Wat and Jayavarma VII built Angkor Tomb. They ruled as god kings, and price paid for glory was enormous and eventually fatal.
It's interesting that these Khmer kings had Indian or Hindu names. This is a clear cut indicator of Indian and Hindu influences. And what happened to these Hindu Khmer kingdoms in the later period?
The region of King Jayavarma VII is widely recognized for converting the Khmer kingdom from Hinduism to Buddhism. He ruled from 12th century to 13th century CE. During his rule, Mahayana Buddhism was promoted. Hey Ria, do you know their rituals also similar to those of Hindus?
So you've got all my attention for this, Anagha.
In Kemu dynasty, the coronation of the king was done by the main Brahmin priest of the kingdom. Isn't it similar to the coronation rituals followed by the Hindu kings in India?
This is very eye opening. I never thought any Hindu kingdom existed beyond India.
Not only religion, but our stories also traveled to the seas and left a lasting impression on Southeast Asian countries. I have heard that the Ramayana is a popular story with many teachings even in Southeast Asia. I wonder if it is the same as the Ramayana we have in India.
Hey, about this, I know, and you will be shocked to know about it too. Let me take you on an epic journey that begins from the coast of our Coromandel coast and travels deep into Southeast Asia. We are discussing the Ramayana, a timeless story that through maritime trade routes gained new life and flavor in several Southeast Asian countries.
In its original form, the Indian Ramayana narrates the story of Lord Rama, a symbol of Dharma, and his journey to reclaim Sita from the demon king Ravana. But as this narrative crossed the sea, it came in contact with a rich local culture, which changed its interesting way. Ria, tell us how this happened.
Anaga, imagine a period when traders and pilgrims traveled across enormous oceans, bearing not just commodities but also tales. As they sailed, the Ramayana found its way into new cultural environments. In Thailand, the epic became known as Ramakin. Historical sources from the Ayutthaya era, including inscriptions and royal chronicles, provide unique insights about the Ramayana's voyage to Thailand. These documents show that Indian traders, Buddhist monks, and cultural ambassadors brought in the epic as early as the medieval period, building the foundation.
That sound captivating.
In Thai culture, the city of Ayutthaya is frequently associated with Ayodhya from the Indian epic, a relationship that goes beyond geography. It demonstrates how the essence of the narrative was captured and reinvented. Lord Rama is no longer a distant hero. He has become a symbol of royal valor and national pride. Rama's strong dedication to duty and sacrifice, as portrayed by the Thai Ramakin, gives local color to the story. Rama is presented here as a strong, even martial figure, emphasizing not just on his moral qualities but also his function as a protector and emblem of sovereignty. In some Thai versions, the intricacies extend to the characterization of the adversary. Ravana, who is commonly regarded as the classic evil in India, might appear a more multi faced character in Southeast Asia, evoking pity for his tragic grandeur. Sita's portrayal adds levels of emotional depth, reflecting local ideals of femininity and sacrifice. Thailand's art and architecture are among the most captivating manifestations of this cultural interaction. If one passes through the renowned halls of the Wat Phra Kaw, Thailand's most sacred Buddhist temple, the walls come to life with vibrant murals. These complexes represent juxtaposition of events from the Ramayana with Buddhist iconography, thus infusing Hindu mythology with indigenous spiritual practices. The paintings not only honor the epic but also reflect the dynamic interplay between cosmic order and profound secrets of Buddhist thought.
So, the voyage of the Ramayana is more than just a story about God and heroes. It is a live discourse, a discussion between civilization, from the Coromandel coast to the heart of Southeast Asia. This epic has been molded, rewritten, and regenerated, reflecting the values, aesthetics, and the spiritual ambitions of each civilization it encounters.
Anaga, I've heard people say that one of the most admired remnants of the Khmer dynasty, the Angkor Wat, was built by Indians. Is that true?
No, this is a big misconception among people. It's true that the monument has Indian architectural influence, but they were completely built by the Khmer dynasty around the 12th century.
Oh, so now it all makes sense to me. I've always thought because Indians constructed Angkor Wat, or at least Indian masons helped construct it, that's why Cambodian government invited a team of archaeologists from India to help repair the monument. But now I know that that is not the case.
Far from it, Riya, the Cambodian government invited the Archaeological Survey of India to assist with the restoration of Angkor Wat. Because we know initially it was a Hindu temple, then it's converted to Buddhist shrine. But also because the architecture style of the structure is inspired from the temple architecture of southern India. Especially if you look closely, the Shigara resembles the Shigara introduced by the Pallavas in Dravidian architecture.
Tell me 3 lesser known facts about the Angkor Wat and make sure to surprise me.
Okay, so Angkor Wat was built by King Suryavarma II of the Khmer Empire in early 12th century.
Okay, tell me more.
Angkor Wat is situated in Cambodia in the Angkor district. Did you know it is the largest stone monument and the largest religious building in the world?
Wow, that's very interesting.
The temple was dedicated to Lord Vishnu in early days and was converted from a Hindu temple to a Buddhist temple during late 12th century under the ruling of King Jayavarma VII of the Khmer Empire. Now it's became a Buddhist site as Theravada Buddhism gained prominence in Cambodia.
It's so good to know about the great Angkor Wat.
I want to ask you a simple question. Can I? So,
Sure, go ahead, ask me.
according to Hindu mythology, Lord Hanuman belonged to which yuga?
I think he belongs to the second yuga, the Treta Yuga. Why do you ask this question?
I ask you this question because one of the wall of the Angkor Wat, a Hindu mythological story is depicted. In this wall carving, the monkey god Hanuman used the tail of a serpent-like water deity to churn the cosmic seas of milk, producing Amrita, the exhaler of immortality.
But according to Hindu mythology, Samudra Manthan happened in the Satyuga, which is the first of the 4 yugas in Hindu mythology.
Not only this, Riya, but the sea god of Kemur is a Naga.
Wow, the stories are totally different in these 2 countries.
There are a lot of interesting facts about Angkor Wat temple and its specialities.
Actually, this section is very eye-opening moment for me. I always thought that the Angkor Wat was built by Indians.
Not only you, Riya, but also a lot of people had this misconception. Earlier, Spanish and Portuguese soldiers and the missionaries falsely theorized that Angkor Wat was built by Alexander and the Great or the Trajan. One 16th century Spanish chronicle even wrote that it was a work of Jews during the migration to China.
I've had some realizations during our conversation, ANAGHA. While the influence and spread of Buddhism from India is a topic in the limelight, what is not known to many is the way Hinduism is rooted in Southeast Asian culture. Every country has their own perspective about this religion, and usually this gets blended flawlessly with the local traditions. Even though the stories, gods, temples, legends have a different avatar in Southeast Asia, the roots of these things are the same. Our morals, beliefs, and teachings, which these symbols of our culture carry, remain the same. The fact that they've reached beyond our shores is a huge success in itself.
What has me spellbound is how the trade route from our Coromandel coast, once only used as channels of exchanging goods, eventually also carried our stories, religions, and moral code, which shaped the lives of people who were beyond our reach.
Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time for another interesting discussion on history and culture.